Coming to a comfortable seated position. Welcome to my runner's yoga class. Come up to a nice tall spine, everybody. Nice tall spine. Press your butt down onto the ground or onto the cushions or onto the book you have and lengthen up through the spine. Now I want you to roll the shoulders up to the ears. Hold the shoulders up towards your earlobes. Squeeze them up and then keep them nice and high, but just roll the shoulders back. Really retract your shoulder blades strongly. Squeeze those rhomboid muscles. Squeeze the shoulder blades towards one another. Sit up nice and tall. And then just let the arms relax down by your side. Let the arms hang. And simply lift your hands up. Place your hands on top of your thighs. Let your chin just drop in towards your chest. Look down at a point on the mat directly in front of you. This part's really important, everybody. Keep your gaze steady and focused. It really doesn't matter what you look at. Just don't let the eyes jump around. Keep one point of focus. Where you're looking is irrelevant, but if the eyes jump around, it's a reflection of what's going on in your mind. So this is what we want to do. We want to begin to still and focus the mind. And one of the ways we do that is with the gazing point. Sitting up nice and tall. And then begin to try to stretch the breathing just a little bit more. And try to find a balance between the inhale and the exhale. Now bring your awareness to your eyes. And as you close the front of your eyes, open the back of your eyes and look down into your body. So this is where yoga lives, inside your body. We want that focus to be internal. We're not concerned with any sort of external manifestations of anything. Begin to expand the breathing. Now, as you breathe, imagine you're breathing into a balloon. So with every inhale, you're trying to inflate a balloon. And that balloon is your torso. So as you're inhaling, all four sides of your torso are expanding equally and evenly. And as you exhale, all four sides of your torso contract equally and evenly. This is the yoga, everybody. This is the yoga. This is what we want to focus on in the practice. Bring your awareness back to your eyes. And very slowly open your eyes. Look forward. Keep the gaze still. Folding forward into pose of the child. The navel comes down first, so we're sealing the navel, then the abdomen, then the chest onto the top of the thighs, and we bring the arms behind us. We tuck the chin under and look back between the knees toward the back of the mat. Breathe, everybody. So this is the important part of the practice, the breath. Notice in that transition if you held your breath. If you were out for a 5-mile run right now, would you be holding your breath? Of course you wouldn't. So the only thing that's different with yoga is the breathing is different. I'm not asking you to hold your breath, and I don't want you to breathe fast and shallow. This breath has structure, it has depth, and it has focus. Smooth, deep breathing, long and slow. Now, when we first come to a posture, it's like the nervous system has to figure out what we're doing. So I want you to just surrender to the posture. Let yourselves go. Release any gripping or any holding that you have in your hips, your butt. Just let yourself surrender. And bring your attention to an area between your shoulder blades about the size of a quarter. We carry so much tension in our upper back. I want you to relax those muscles that attach the spine to the internal border, to the medial border of the shoulder blades. And I want you to let the shoulder blades just separate. And as the shoulder blades separate, I want you to allow the shoulders to drop directly into the floor. And just get the idea that you are slumping into the posture. Breathe deeply. Again, focusing on sensation. Sensation is the voice of your body. It is the body telling you what is going on. If the sensation is overwhelming, then you've gone too far. Your breathing is created as an act of the will. So your breathing is a creation of the breath, at least in the circumstances of this practice. So by focusing on the breath and taking the breath into sensation, we are bringing the mind into the body and truly integrating mind and body. Now keep the chin tucked under, keep your forehead on the ground, and simply bring your arms forward. Reach your fingers for the front of the mat, spread your fingers wide, and press your hands down. So without moving your hands closer together, I want you to sort of squeeze the upper arms gently. So the arms are straight. The arms here, the hands are not casual or lazy. The breath is deepening. I want you to press your hands down so you can feel every square millimeter of the skin on the bottom of your hand and the bottom of the fingers pressing down onto the floor. So if I came around, I wouldn't be able to even lever your fingers off the ground. And you are gently pressing your hips and buttocks back. Maybe you can find just a little bit more room. If you're at your edge now, don't move any further. Stay where you are. But if you sense that maybe you can stretch out a little bit more, go for it. But remember, never ever let the posture overwhelm the breathing. Now from here, keep the arms in front of you, keep the fingers spread wide. Simply roll your toes under, and then lift your hips and buttocks into the air and come to the first downward facing dog of today's practice. Now don't worry about straightening your legs. Just keep your knees a little bit bent. You've had your legs folded underneath you for several minutes now. So just let the posture take shape on its own. Remember, relax the jaw, separate your teeth, breathe slowly and deeply. The mind has to be focused. The mind has to be present. Spread your fingers wide. Anchor, in particular, the index finger. Press that down. So from the very tip of your index finger through to the big knuckle at the base of that finger, press your hands down. Keep the knees a little bit bent and just breathe slowly and deeply. Let your head fall, imagining your neck is completely hollow. The top of your head is pointing directly at the floor. And then pull your butt straight back up to the ceiling. Reach back up. Drop your head. Look back to a point on the floor between your heels. Breathe, everybody. Slow, deep, long breathing. Try to keep the hands flat on the ground. So we don't want any air to go under the hands. Air is very destabilizing. Now from this point, all I want you to do, keep your hands and feet exactly where they are for now. Just slide your shoulders forward and come into plank posture, high push-up position. Shoulders are directly over the wrists, but not past the wrists. That's the important thing. So the arms are perpendicular. They're straight up and down. And immediately you may notice a little bit of a jump in your heart rate. Now the big muscle groups in your body are having to work a lot harder. Breathe slow, breathe deep. Gently squeeze your thighs, your quadricep muscles. Gently squeeze your butt. Engage the glute max and glute med. Slow the breathing down, lengthen it out. Imagine you're pressing the ground away from you, so you're not sinking into your shoulders. Breathe, everybody. And the head is dropping, so you're looking down at a point between your thumbs. The neck is long. The crown of your head is pointing at the front wall. Now take a really deep inhale. As you exhale, pull straight back into down dog and keep your hands and feet exactly where they are. Resist that urge to move the hands or feet. Fantastic, everybody. This looks really good. You guys are perfectly positioned now in downward dog. Now release your heels. Deepen the breathing. Place your index finger on the floor. Slow the breath down and deepen the breath. On your next inhale, lift your left leg up into the air. Hold the left leg in position. Continue breathing. Notice the first thing that happens is you either hold your breath or the breath gets fast and shallow. Bring your attention for just a second to your right foot. Let the right heel sink to the ground. Release the back of the right heel completely. Breathe, everybody. Now push the left heel away from you, so you're getting a maximum extension through the back of your left Achilles and your right Achilles. Breathe, everybody. Holding this position, all I want you to do is slide forward. Keep the left leg in the air, slide forward into three-legged plank posture. Breathe deeply. No fudging now. Bring the shoulders directly over the wrists. The breath is slow and deep. Now keep that left leg lifted. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, pull back into three-legged dog posture. Left leg in the air. Again, surrender the right heel to the ground. Breathe deeply. Now lift your gaze, look forward at the left thumb. Take a final big inhale, and as you exhale, bring the left foot through to the left thumb. The back knee is on the floor. The back foot goes flat. Raise your torso, come up, and let your arms hang down by your side. Now, the arms by your side have purpose. They're not just hanging there like wet noodles. Reach the fingers to the floor. Turn the hands away from you. Now, circle the arms overhead. Tilt your head back and look up between your hands. Back foot is flat. The breath is deep. The jaw is relaxed. Now, notice the pelvis. On every exhale, see if you can just surrender the pelvis to the ground. Let it go. And you'll get to a point where either the pelvis won't go any further or you may be in pain. If you're in pain, back away a little bit. So what you feel is sort of a joyful discomfort, nothing more. Breathe, everybody. Just see if you can draw your torso back a little bit. Breathe, everybody. Deepen the breath. Now, lengthen up through your elbows. Take a final big inhale, and then exhale. Bring both hands down to either side of your left foot. Turn your back toes under, lift your back knee off the ground, and come into sprinter's lunge. What I want you to do is I want you to extend your fingers as long as you can and come up into your fingertips. So your fingertips are lengthening you up. And then seeing if you can unglue the left side of your abdomen from the top of your left thigh. Take your mind's eye all the way to the pit of your abdomen, all the way to about 3 inches below your navel. And I want you to pull that forward. Draw your navel to the front of the mat, and then lift your heart higher. So you're stretching the belly and stretching the entire front of your torso, lifting your heart. Now take a big inhale, and as you exhale, shoot the left foot to the back of the mat. There you are in plank posture, high push-up position, everybody. Take a big inhale, exhale, pull back to down dog. Keep your hands and feet exactly where they are. Again, resist the urge to move them because you're perfectly placed exactly where you are. Spread your fingers. Index finger is down. Deepen the breathing. On your next inhale, raise the right leg into the air, hold the right leg in position, and keep breathing. Looking back toward your left toes, so let the head fall. Slow, deep breathing, everybody. Breathe, everybody. Surrender the left heel to the ground. Let the left heel fall. Now, holding the right leg in the air, shift your shoulders forward. Come into three-legged plank posture. Breathe, everybody. No fudging here. Keep the shoulders directly over the wrists. Breath is long, it is slow, and it is deep. Never hold your breath. Never breathe fast and shallow. Keep the jaw relaxed. Breathe, everybody. Keeping that right leg lifted, take a big inhale. Exhale, pull back to three-legged dog posture. Stick your bum way up into the air. Now look forward at the right thumb. Take a final big inhale. Exhale, right foot through to right thumb. Back knee is down. Back foot goes flat onto the floor. Raise your torso. Let the arms hang by your side. Now spin the entire arm away from you. Circle the arms overhead. Tilt your head up into the air. Look up at the ceiling. Then shorten your gaze and just look up toward the thumbs. Breathe, everybody. Now let your pelvis go. Let it sink. No squeezing, no gripping, no holding. Go to a point where it feels reasonably, joyfully uncomfortable, but no further. Listen to what your body is telling you to do. Go to that point. Go to where the breath takes you. Breathe, everybody. Lengthen up through the elbows just a little bit more. Now take a final big inhale. Lengthen up. Exhale, both hands to the ground to either side of the right foot. Turn your back toes under. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, pull into downward facing dog. Fantastic work, everybody. Breathe deeply and breathe slowly. Shift into high push-up position, everybody. Come into plank posture. Again, walk your hands a little bit forward again. What we're looking for in plank posture is we're looking for grounding. And we look for a nice, gentle slope from the back of your shoulder blades right through to your heels. There should be a little bit of a mogul right where your butt is, but basically a nice slope. The arms are long and strong. Now, keeping your hands where they are, keep your feet where they are. Take a deep inhale and pull your butt straight up to the ceiling. Come back to down dog. Again, resist that urge to move your hands or feet. You're perfectly positioned for downward facing dog here. Spread the fingers. Try to have every square millimeter of skin on the base of your palm and the bottom of your fingers on the ground. Slow the breath, relax the jaw, keep the gaze focused. Really doesn't matter what you're looking at as long as the eyes are not jumping around. Now gently squeeze your thighs. And as you squeeze your thighs, gently and carefully push the knees backwards. If there's pain in the hamstrings or if there's pain in your low back, you've gone too far. It just means your hamstrings are tight. Release the heels. Now, everybody, take a big exhale. Open your mouth. Big exhale from your open mouth. Now seal your lips, and on your next inhale, raise your left leg up into the air. Hold the left leg in position. Continue breathing, everybody. Bring your attention for just a second to your right heel. Surrender the right heel to gravity. So maximize the opening through the back of your right Achilles tendon, calf, and hamstrings. Now, lift your gaze, look forward, looking at the left thumb. Take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, bring the left foot through to the left thumb. Place your back knee on the floor, back foot goes flat. We're coming into deep lunge again. Arms hang by your side. Now reach down again through the fingertips so the arms are long. Turn the palms away from you and circle the arms overhead. Gaze up. Keep the hands separated the width of your shoulder. Tilt your head back as much as is comfortable and press the top of your back foot down subtly. Breathe deeply, everybody. Now we're going to cultivate just a little bit of a backward bend here. So what I want you to do, as I mentioned before, bring your awareness down to the very pit of your abdomen. Drop your awareness about 3 inches below your navel and begin to lift that area. Begin to lift up and stretch the abdominals and sort of puff up your ribcage, lift your chest a little bit higher, and see if you can bring a little bit of an arc into your upper back. Not too much, just let the hands drop back maybe an inch. That's all. Now, see if you can do a little bit of a pelvic tuck. Draw the pelvis underneath you, and you may notice immediately the sensation of quite a deep opening on the front of your right pelvis. Breathe into that. Now, bring your attention to your back foot, the top of the right foot. Press that onto the floor just a little bit more, and you may feel those right hip flexors really light up. Breathe, everybody. Breathe deeply and slowly. Reach up through your elbows a little bit higher. Reach up through your ring fingers a little bit higher. Finally, take one last deep inhale, and as you exhale, bring both hands down to either side of the left foot. Turn your back toes under, lift your back knee off the ground, come into sprinter's lunge. Extend your fingers as long as you can. Come right up onto your fingertips and see if you can unglue the left side of your abdomen from the top of your left thigh, and see if you can lift a little bit, maybe even 1/10 of an inch, the left side of your abdominals off of the top of your left thigh. Lift your collarbones, look forward, don't look down. The finish line is that way, in front of you, not down at your toes. Breathe, and gently squeeze your back thigh. Now take another big inhale, and as you exhale, take the left foot to the back of the mat, high push-up position. Awesome work, you guys. Now take another big inhale, lower slowly to the ground, pure muscle. Keep your hands where they are, keep your feet where they are. Simply point your toes. Begin to pull the hands backwards towards your waist without actually moving them. Pull your navel forward, stretch the belly, and lift your collarbones off the ground 3 to 4 inches. Not too much. Remember, this is not a neck bend, so don't throw the back of the head up in the air. You're trying to cultivate a nice deep arc on your spine. Now again, take a deep inhale. Take a deep exhale, and on the next inhale, pull the hands back a little bit more to your waist, lift your heart higher, and come up as high as is appropriate for you. Breathe, everybody. Breathe, everybody. Shoulders pull back, lift the chest, lift the heart higher. This should feel comfortable. There shouldn't be any pain in your low back. Breathe deeply. Now roll yourself back onto the floor. Turn your toes under. Lift your knees off the ground, lift your thighs off the ground. Everybody together, take a big, fat exhale. As you inhale, press straight off the ground, come into plank posture. Awesome work, everybody, fantastic. Breathe. Now take another big inhale. As you exhale, pull into downward facing dog. Reach back. Hands and feet remain where they are. Index finger is pressing down. When you press your index finger down, the rest of the hand follows. So you want to remove the air from under your palms. That creates instability. We want the hands flat. Gently squeeze your thighs. As you squeeze your thighs, gently and carefully push your knees backwards. So when the quadriceps contract, the hamstrings expand. Breathe, everybody. And on your next inhale, lift the right leg into the air. Hold the right leg in position. Continue breathing. Continue breathing, everybody. Now, for just a second, bring your attention to your left foot, left heel. Surrender the left heel to the ground. Let it go completely. Breathe into this. Now, flex the right ankle, push the right heel away from you so the toes of the right foot point straight at the floor. Take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, right foot forward to the right thumb. Back knee is down, back foot is flat. Raise your torso, arms hang by your side. Again, extend the fingers to the ground. Spin the palms away from you. Circle the arms overhead. Gaze up between your hands. Surrender the pelvis to the ground. Breathe very deeply. Breathe very slowly. Relax the jaw. Relax the tongue. Relax the teeth. Breathe, and on every exhale, the pelvis drops as low as is appropriate for you. Deepen the breathing. Again, bring your awareness 3 inches below your navel. Begin to pull that area up, lift it up. Stretch the abs. In order to facilitate a nice backward bend, the front body has to stretch. Now lift your heart higher, lift your rib cage higher, breathing deeply, and let your torso and head and fingers fall back just an inch, 1 inch. Imagine you're creating a huge arc in your spine. Breathe, everybody. Now, just for a second, bring your attention to your back foot. Press the back foot down on the floor. You may notice your left hip flexors really begin to light up. Breathe. Lengthen through your elbows just a little bit more. Finally, take a huge inhale, reach up, and then exhale, bring both hands down to either side of the right foot. Up on your fingertips, please. Breathe deeply. Turn your back toes under. Lift the back knee off the ground. Holding here. Lift the heart. Lift your collarbones. Not looking down, looking straight ahead toward the finish line. That's where you're going. Breathe, everybody. Gently squeeze your back thigh. Try to unglue the right side of your abdomen from the top of your right thigh, even if it's like 1/10 of an inch. Now, everybody, deep inhale. Exhale, bring the left foot to the front of the mat. Bring your feet together. Feet are together. Fold forward. This time, fingers point forward. Knees are bending, everybody. Hands are on the ground. Let the weight come forward just a little bit into the front half of each foot. Relax the head. No wrinkles in the back of the neck. Bring your hands a little bit out in front of your feet and let the weight fall into your hands and come into the front half of your feet. Your heels are still on the ground, but the heels are a little bit lighter. Breathe. Let your head fall. Look back directly between your knees. Again, top of the head points directly at the floor. Now breathe, everybody. Give a gentle squeeze. Gently squeeze your kneecaps and see if you can gently squeeze your quadriceps. And as you squeeze your quadriceps, very carefully, very mindfully, begin to push your knees backwards just a little bit. And again, if you're feeling pain in the hamstrings or pain in your lower back, you've gone too far. Go to a point where you're feeling a deep stretch and a point where you can maintain your breathing, but no further. Try not to let the weight go into the heels. Keep the weight forward into the hands. Keep the weight into the front half of your feet. Keeping the hands where they are, just inhale, look forward, and walk your feet back to high push-up position. From high push-up position, spread your fingers wide. I want you to gently squeeze your thighs here. Take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, pull back to down dog with your thighs squeezed. If you have to bend your knees here, bend them. It just means your hamstrings are tight, that's all. Look back at your feet. Make sure your feet are about 6 inches apart. Get the entire hand flat on the mat, all 5 knuckles of both hands down, flat, breathing deeply. Relax the jaw. Now, inhale, lift your head, walk your feet to the hands, sit down on the ground, and then lay down on your backs. A couple of backward bends. Now, bend your knees, please, and bring your heels in towards your butt. Take your feet just a little bit wider than your hips. Feet are flat on the ground. Arms are down by your side. Everybody, open your mouth. Take a really big exhale. Then seal your lips. Take an inhale. Press your feet onto the floor and elevate your hips and pelvis into the sky. Now, press your feet straight down, everybody. Lift your pelvis as high as is comfortable. Now, first thing, lace your fingers under your butt. Straighten your arms so the fingers lace together under your buttocks. Gently squeeze your shoulder blades together and begin to walk your shoulders underneath your torso, as much as is comfortable for you. Press the feet down and gently and carefully press the heels away from you. Not too much. It's really easy to strain in this posture. Unclench your butt. Notice how you want to clench the butt tight. Relax your butt cheeks, everybody. Relax them. Breathe deeply. And gently try to lift your chest up towards your chin. Breathe into this. Stay in this position. Just separate your hands. And then sweep the arms along the ground and extend the arms to the wall behind you. Point your fingers to the wall behind you. Press the back of your shoulders onto the floor, the backs of the arms down. Lift right up onto the tippy toes. Lift your heels off the ground completely. Lift up. Now from this position here, very slowly, roll your spine back onto the floor, one vertebra at a time. And then when your low back hits the ground, put your feet flat and bring your arms back to your side again. Now, bring your knees together and bring the inner borders of your feet together, flat on the ground. Keep them flat on the ground first. Now, draw the knees into your chest and take your arms, wrap them around your knees. Draw your knees in as much as is comfortable for you. Now, keep the knees in your chest. Keep your head on the ground for now. The sides of your feet are together. The inner borders of your feet are together. Now, keeping your knees where they are, try not to let them drop away. Take your arms out to the side into a T formation. Press the palms on the ground, so the palms are flat on the ground. You're going to do a deep twist from one side and then to the other side. Now, when you twist, what tends to happen is the knees want to move away from the chest. Try not to let the knees move away too much. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, take the knees over to the right side of your body, and then turn your head and you look over your left shoulder. Breathe, everybody. Breathe deeply. Open up the lower back and tone up the internal organs, tone up the abdominal muscles. Breathe, everybody. Just let your knees release slowly with the breath. I want you to open your mouth. Everybody open your mouth. Take a big exhale from your open mouth. Seal the lips. Take a big inhale through your nose. Exhale. Take another open mouth breath. Now, as you seal your lips, I want you to take an inhale. Press the right hand down. Inhale, raise your knees up into center. Keep your arms on the ground. Don't move your arms. Bring your knees together if you can. Keep your knees as deeply into the chest as you can. And then taking a big inhale. As you exhale, take your knees over to the left. Try not to let your knees slide away from your chest too much. Then looking over your right shoulder. Breathe deeply, everybody. Breathe slowly. Listen to your body. Listen to what your back is telling you. Breathe. This is a great way to decompress the lumbar spine, but only if you're very attentive to what you're doing. See if you can deepen the breathing in this position. Now, everybody, open your mouth. Take a big exhale from your open mouth. Seal the lips. Draw the breath in deeply into your torso. Open your mouth again. Big exhale. Sealing the lips one last time. Press the left hand down, and as you inhale, draw the knees into center. Breathing. Take your arms, wrap them around your legs, squeeze your knees into your chest, and lift your forehead up. Press your forehead against your knees. Squeeze yourselves into a tiny little ball, and see if you can have room for the breathing. Big breathing. Finally, take one last huge inhale, and as you exhale, release everything. Head is on the floor, legs are down, arms release. Separate your feet the width of your mat. Arms are down by your side, palms facing the ceiling. Into the final posture, Shavasana, deep relaxation pose. Let go of the breathing, everybody. And by that, I don't mean hold your breath. I just want you to let go of that deep, focused breathing. But now the breathing is very thin and very shallow. This is corpse posture. So you're doing your best imitation of a corpse. Absolute stillness. Feel your belly turning to mush. Almost you can feel your navel collapsing toward your spine. Your jaws relax completely. And you can feel your eyes softening so much, they feel like they're dropping to the back of your skull. And a deep sense of relaxation comes over your body. Staying here for as long as you want. Great practice, everybody. Thanks so much.